Hello, fellow Goyim. It's a good day. It's a good day.
I am back in Texas.
Did you just fucking throw up?
Yeah, how can you tell?
I was driving through all that shit.
Oh, god damn, bro. So, what was it? Kentucky was fucking horrible.
What? When the fuck did you go to Kentucky?
Not Kentucky, Nebraska. Fuck,
dumbass.
I'm not maply inclined. As many times I've been around the fucking states. Nebraska was fucking horrible. What state is underneath Nebraska?
Kansas?
Yeah, Kansas was horrible too. Like fucking straight ice rain, all that bullshit. Like both those states were fucking horrible, like the whole time. And it got cold in those. South Dakota wasn't bad. It's South Dakota. North Dakota, whenever I got to North Dakota, it was like 23 below zero. It was fucking frigid. But then, Wyoming wasn't terrible. Colorado, so Denver was, I think, like 58 degrees. Like it was fucking nice, in Colorado and all that shit. Ended up getting a little bit of extra time to run down, went to the Garden of the Gods, did some of that bullshit. Fucking went down into New Mexico, went over and saw that little fucking volcano they got out there, in that volcano field, all that good shit. But I'm not thinking about it. Well, so get back into Texas, and I'm wearing a Willie Nelson shirt. Okay, wearing a Willie Nelson shirt, and I get pulled over. Not thinking about it, and this fucking cop comes walking up to me, the window, and he's friendly at first, and it is what it is, and he said, "Where are you coming from?" And I was hauling ass, and where are you coming from? And I'm like, Denver. And I'm like, fuck. Why'd I say that? So, he looks at me, looks down at my shirt, and it's got a big ass Willie Nelson on it, and looks back up at me, and he says, "So what was the purpose in Colorado?" And I'm like, fuck, bro. And I'm like, all right, I know how this is about to go. So I reach back into my wallet. I got that metal fucking constitutional rights card. I handled that. And I said, I forgot to hand you one of my cards. I said, here, take this one. And I said, that's my constitutional rights. I said, I'm going to observe my 4th and 5th Amendment rights, because I said, I know how this is about to go. I was like, just to let you know, I'm also observing my 2nd Amendment right. I've got a pistol right next to my ankle. And I said, and depending on how you take this conversation, I could be a real fucking asshole, and I will be observing my 1st Amendment right. And yeah, it went a little bit back and forth, and ended up getting away without a warning or a fucking ticket, because I talked a little bit of shit in the right way possible. And yeah, white privilege. And he didn't even search mine. Yeah, and no search, but
with your black and legendary shirt.
Oh yeah, I fucking love it. But yeah, that's how that went. But yeah, it was a good trip. Fucking good trip. Just fucking horrible weather.
Yeah. Meanwhile, over here, the streets were packed so hard with ice and it was so thick. Fucking could have got some ice skates and just skated around the neighborhood, dude. It was thick, hard ice. Like it was nuts.
So there's I guess the town that you live in, and I don't want you to say the town. What's that main highway that goes through there?
35.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So there may be some fuel stations close to that town that have the sticker at the gas station.
Well, I mean,
bro,
I've definitely put some there. So,
well, on the trip, I went through hundreds of stickers. I was like, just for no reason. It was like, hey, there's a gas station. Let's stop. Let's put some fucking stickers in there. Let's hand some out.
So yeah, we're multi-state across the nation now.
Yeah. Oh, fucking. And then I realized at a bar in North Dakota, I don't really have a gaydar. I can't really. Oh my God. So we're sitting there at the bar, you know, after we get done with everything, we're sitting at the bar and just hanging out bullshitting and all that. And this Canuck, a Canadian, he's sitting like 2 bar stools over. And
hit on by a gay Canadian.
Hold on. Here and I didn't even fucking realize what was going on at first. It got weird. So he's sitting there and he's talking to me and he's like, hey, he's like, pardon me, because they're super polite. Would you be offended if I moved over into this seat next to you? And we're all over here bullshit anyway. So I'm like, yeah, come on, man. So he scoots over and he's sitting next to us. And this is kind of like a country bar too. Like kind of country, kind of not. I don't know. But
backwoods country.
It's something. But yeah, so he's sitting there talking and he's like, he's like, I can make it where you never have to worry about money again. And he's like, I can take care of
rich gay guy.
Yeah. So this is how it's going. And
those are the best.
Yeah. And we're sitting and I'm like, that was weird. And we're so bullshit. And then he's like, yeah, you should come to Canada. He's like, we have, free healthcare and all this. And he's like, I'd really take care of you and blah, 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 and all this shit. And he's like, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, man, this is weird. Like, fuck. So then I get up to go take a piss and I'm in there and I'm one of those assholes that when I take a piss, I don't stand up on the urinal. Like I'm the guy that like stand back a little bit. I like to draw shapes and all that. Well, that door fucking swings open. I know I'm like a fucking child. That door swings fucking open and it's him. And I've only been in here for like 10 seconds, like just long enough to get my dick out and stand there and start fucking making symbols like stars in the fucking, urinal. So I fucking walk back out there and I'm like, I look at the bartender and the guys and I'm like, he's gay, isn't he? And they all start fucking giggling. And I'm like, do I give off the least impression of homosexuality at all? No, you don't. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So it got fucking weird, but yeah.
They gotta try.
Yeah. I was just like, fuck, bro.
It's one of those things of like, man, I've never been so disappointed that I was not gay. Cause then I could just not do anything for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah. Oh bro. Like he pulled out his phone and he's like, and he had fucking some money, bro, because he was showing me some
showed
pictures.
You his account?
No, bro. He was showing me his fucking cars and shit. So
for real?
yeah. Apparently he was talking to, I guess the only reason he was in the States or something, or he came down or whatever, is he was
Was to
talking
find
about
a
getting
husband.
us. No, was he was buying a C8, a new Corvette,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, he's like, what do you think about the Corvettes? He's like, you like Corvette? He's like, I'd get you a Corvette, but the bro didn't sound gay. He just sounded Canadian, which I guess is kind of gay.
Sounds gay.
Yeah, so I was just like, what the fuck, bro? But yeah.
Wow. It's
Yeah, it was wild.
Oh.
I guess he needed something to keep him warm at night whenever it was fucking 19 below zero.
Yeah. I don't go anywhere to drink, obviously, but I remember, oh God, it was back whenever when I was waiting tables at Zio's. Remember Zio's in Humble?
Oh, I love that place. That place is good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no more. Zio's is gone.
I know, that's why I said that place was good.
Yeah, I know. I loved it. There was this one waitress that she was like a seasonal waitress. Like she was gone to college and she comes in seasons, whatever.
Yeah.
And she's cute. And so well, we also remember Ringo, the guy we went to high school with, the gay guy.
Yeah.
So he worked there, right? But there was also another gay guy that worked with us there, right? And me, her, and the other gay guy, and another random gay guy that they knew or whatever, and some other chick. They were like, "Hey, let's all go out on Saturday." I was like, "Okay, cool." And I'm going with that one. What are you doing, dipshit?
My pants are overly starched. I can't get my Copenhagen out.
But that little cute waitress, like, I was like, "Hey, where are we going?" She's like, "We're going to a gay club." I was like, "All right, you're gonna stick next to me
Riches?
like glue." No.
Y'all go to Riches?
Riches wasn't a gay club.
Riches was a gay club, except for one night a week, asshole.
No, it wasn't, dude. I went all the time.
Because you're gay.
Fuck you, dude. Riches was not a gay club.
Riches was a gay club.
No, it wasn't, you dipshit. I went there twice a week, like for years, dude. Like it was not a gay club.
Well, then it turned into a non-gay club, or maybe it just seemed gay to me. I don't know.
Everything seems gay to you, you fucking dumbass. Well, I don't know. You don't have a gaydar, but
they should have played more country music.
It's a fucking nightclub, not a fucking two-step bar, dipshit. Ain't Stetsons. But this was like an actual, like, no bullshit, like gay fucking club, right? Like when we pulled up, like it's all guys outside, right? Obviously. And I'm talking like you thought it was a gay pride parade because they're wearing like next to nothing. And here I am, just jeans and a shirt, and I got this girl. I'm just like, you're sitting right here with me this entire time, And we go inside, and I'm not gonna lie, gay people know how to party, right? Like,
yeah.
Because that place is popping like a motherfucker. There's a bunch of male dancers. They weren't like stripping, obviously, because it wasn't a strip club. There was just male dancers everywhere. Of course, these fucking gay guys are losing their goddamn minds, right? And I got this girl with me, and I have an endless amount of hands touching me as they go by, and I can't figure out who's doing it because it's just packed in there. I'm just like, why? Like I see like hand touches my ass. I'm like, God damn it. Like, and I'm just keeping her in front of me because I don't want to grab my dick, whatever, so, but it's like, nobody gets the fucking hint that I'm not gay. I'm in there. So it's like, if I'm in there, I must be gay. Right.
Yeah.
But what was funny though, is like, you go to a regular club, right? Guys go get a drink and the girls go get a drink. Guy standing at the bar for like 30 minutes. A girl comes there and comes back in like 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Polar opposite of a gay club, right? Because the two chicks went to go get beers. They were gone for like 30 fucking minutes. And then the two gay guys go and come back and got beers for us because we're waiting on the other chicks. They go and come back and they're back in less than 2 minutes because this is the exact polar opposite of a gay club. But it was so fucking funny though. Because they finally come back and like, oh my God. And we're like, yeah. And we're drinking like, where'd you get drinks? I was like, oh, they went and got them for us because you guys were taking too long. Like,
which, I will say this: gay dudes are some of the best wingmen in the world.
Fuck yeah, dude. They want you to get laid as much as they want to get laid.
Oh yeah, I know. But here's the funny thing is straight guys are so weird about being touched by gay guys unless it's a straight guy around their boys because we do the gayest shit in the world. Like,
Especially in the military.
oh my
Military's
god, like,
military is where the gayest shit happens all the time.
oh yeah, like it's nothing for a fucking dude to, you know, buddies to grab each other's dicks or whatever, just
Oh
fucking
my
with
god,
them and
dude.
shit like that.
Dude, let me tell
Like,
you the funniest story. It was when I first got in, okay? Is that my first duty station in New Mexico, right? First section that I'm working at. And this is my first experience in the real world Air Force military, right? I'm fresh out of tech school and I'm just like a little baby airman trying to trying to understand how the world works, right? You know?
mhm,
And we're all talking, just sitting there kind of talking, right? And this is this is when things were starting to begin to get pussified, but hadn't quite gone all the
mhm.
way over, right? We were still able to kind of talk and bullshit without worrying about people going like, oh my God, hurt my feelings. I'm a
Oh
pussy.
yeah.
Um, and so I think there was like one female at the time in the shop, but nobody cared about her. So we're all talking and this lets you know like the difference in times of when we were talking to now, right? Because this was in 2009, I believe it was, and the my NCYC E6 at the time, he's talking to one of my boys who was an E4 at the time, and he was like, well, what if the thought of like kind of like an escort prostitute,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
came up, right? And the conversation took a turn like this. In my NCOIC, he was like, well, what if you, were in a room and you got this, hooker and you're like, oh, you're cushion up and all stuff like that. And then all of a sudden she just whips out this massive thing. And, like, what would you do? Right. So it just went from like you picked up a hot chick that you're paying for to it was a tranny out of nowhere.
Mm.
Right. And this was my boy's response. And it's like a typical response that you would think in a military guy conversation. NCIC post goes like, what would you do? I feel like you're going, you're like kissing and touching and everything. And all of a sudden she just whips out this massive dick, right? And my boy's response, he was like, did I already pay? That was his first response. Because it's like, that's a pretty important question. Did I already pay? Because I should get something out of this experience if I already paid,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
because if I didn't pay, obviously I'm out. But if I already paid, I should get something out of this, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Did you prepay or is it post? Like, oh yeah,
like,
yeah. Another question.
But the thing is like, we're all sitting there like, and the thing is that question, we're like, that's a good question because if you paid, like, do you get a refund? Like, because you weren't expecting, like, like.
Well, and then the next question is, whose is bigger?
That does kind of leave options of like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not going into this with let's just tuck it away, pretend it didn't happen. Just use your mouth.
well, you heard the story about, I don't know if I should say the name, but when we were in Denver and about individual taking home a chick that ended up being a dude. Did you hear that story?
Refresh it.
So we were in Denver years back and we were all out drinking and so what ended up happening was really pretty girl was in there talking to
girl.
I'm not fingered anything yet. You'll see why, because I know you've heard the story before.
Again, for freshman memory.
So everyone's in there and we're hanging out. Pretty girl starts hitting on Josh, and fuck, I didn't say his last name, so I don't care. So hitting on him, blah 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 blah. Anyways, end of the night, she's like, hey, why don't you come back to my apartment or whatever, and blah 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 blah. So he's like, hell yeah. So he's like, hey, I'm gonna head out with her. I'm like, go for it, bro. Like, come on. So looked like a chick and she was attractive. Like here, she had tits done, everything. She had been transitioned for a while, just not everything. Like you couldn't tell the difference. So, and I wasn't even that drunk at first whenever I saw her. So they leave and all that. Well, then Josh starts calling us, and he's like, "What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?" He's like, "I'm on the street right now," and I'm like, "What's up?" And I'm like, what's up? What happened? And he's like, she had a fucking dick. She had a fucking dick. And I'm like, oh, bro, okay, cool. We'll come get you. So we went and got him. So we're like, okay, we want to hear the whole fucking story. What happened? So apparently, Josh gets told by this individual of, oh, I love anal. I just, I want anal, blah,
No
blah, blah,
shit.
blah, blah. Yeah. So Josh is, and Josh is like, so I'm sitting there thinking, I think the bitch is on a rag or something, like not thinking anything about it. And Josh is pretty fucked up. The chick is wearing a skirt. So apparently they go into the fucking bedroom and they're fooling around and all that. And, and because Josh kept trying to, use his hands and, feel what she had going on down there, maybe, fiddle the mouse a little bit. And, she kept pushing him off of it. And she's like, no, 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 no. Well, so he's like really thinking she must be on a rag. That's why she wants, in the ass. So apparently she pulls up her skirt in the back and he does his thing, to completion. She says, all right, I'm going to go change and clean up. So she steps away, turns around, and goes to fucking fix the skirt, and Josh sees the dong. Josh sees
How
the
did he
fucking
not? How did he not see it that entire time?
I don't know, but he was from behind. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We all ask those same questions.
So now he has to deal with the fact that he had sex with a guy technically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're all like, what the fuck do you, okay, and here, let me back this up. So the group of guys that it was all of us, and there was a couple deltas in this group. Like, yeah. And fucking talk about today, the gay jokes that come out of that. But we're like, how the fuck did you not know it was a fucking man? And he's like, he's got used to it now, and his remark is, all assholes feel the same. I'm like, bro.
Well, he has experience now, so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's that story. You never heard that story before?
No.
Oh, I thought
Did
I
it?
told you that one before.
Did you guys ask the question like, did you return the favor?
Well, so apparently, whenever the trainee went to the bathroom to get cleaned up or whatever, Josh just fucking hauled ass and scooted out of the fucking the apartment. Yeah, I started walking down the street. I was just like, fuck, bro. Fuck. Yeah.
It happens, right? It happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Damn, dude. So there was this one promoter. She was like but it was trans, and it was clear that she was trans. You know what I mean? But she was really cool. And met her at Riches because she was part promoter, and she worked with the owner and whatnot and stuff. But there was rumors, and I don't know, I never really asked to confirm it, but there was rumors of, because sometimes like our whole group like kind of became friends with her and some of the other people she hung out with, while we were out at the club, we would hang, because then she would get like free drinks or whatever like that. So we'd all like hang out, and she would get like into the private VIP section, so we could like just chill or whatever. But people would go like to her place afterwards for the after party. I never went because I'm just not that type of after party person. I'm done. I'm fucking going home. I'm going to bed. Well, people would when people that would go, there was rumors flying around about one particular guy who was a very like who he is. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a very masculine, like very like he was a guy that people were afraid of, like to piss off because of like his anger. Like they just thought he was going to kill them. Whatever.
And I know him.
You would know his name if I told you or whatever. I'll tell you later. But like I hung out with them every now and then, just in passing. I never went out of my way to hang out with them, but like, we were cool. But there was rumors going around like he went to with a bunch of people one of the times after the club to her after party. And he drinks and he was fucking hammered, and ended up getting head from her.
Oh God.
Yeah. Now again, I never like asked him about it or anything like that, because I wasn't about to like try to fucking pull on that thread. But so many people were saying that, and I was just like, dude, like that.
No shit.
That's a pretty hefty thing to be rolling around with in your back pocket there. Like, damn, dude. And then there was another guy that was actually in my grade. I don't think he ended up graduating. He ended up dropping out, and he ended up going to jail and stuff like that. He was a kind of a piece of shit. But they ended up like getting together, like dating, like actually dating.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. And like he moved in with her and stuff like that. And then like after like a month of like being together, whatever like that, he stole all her shit.
Oh shit.
And her dad is a fucking state trooper.
No shit.
And she posted on socials at the time. I don't remember what it was back then. I think it was I think it was probably Facebook, going on about we were dating for this one. He stole himself, like, and she put in there in all caps, and yes, we did have sex, like to make it known, like, yes, we did have sex. Okay. Like, just to put it out there for everybody to know. Ooh. Right. But yeah.
Who was the bottom and who was the top though? That's my question. Like, I want to know who was the bottom.
I don't know. But I'll tell you what though, coming back from our time back then, right? Back in that day to now, they've gotten good at passing.
Oh yeah.
A lot. Yeah. Right. And what's funny though is like I seen a lot of like I'll send like, fucked up memes to Destiny all the time because she's got a dark sense of humor like me, right? And I sent her a picture of, it had a comparison, right? And it said like American women, and it's got this like fat, overweight, blue-haired, leftist-looking one, right? And then in the right column, it says Thai men, and it's like this very attractive Thai tranny, right? Because it's like you have these fucking Thai trannies that are like, unless they told you, you have no idea that this was a biological man, because they are looking like holy shit compared to these American women nowadays. You know what I mean?
God damn it. Would you rather?
Man, it's been a while.
Would you rather fuck Rosie O'Donnell or a hot Thai tranny?
I'll take the hot Thai tranny.
Fully transitioned.
Well, you say fully transitioned, so that means they have a fake vagina?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, what if they are partially transitioned?
I'll take that still, because then I'll just do what Josh did.
Fuck. Oh.
But no, I just thought that was so funny. Like, American women, fat, ugly, blue-haired
Mm-hmm.
leftists, Thai men, hot, insanely crazy, tranny, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
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 But I thought that was like a really funny, like presentation right there of like what it is between West and East.
Oh yeah. Well, like I think it's fucked up that a lot of these leftists in the gay community are like it's bigoted and it's bigotry and it's homophobic or whatever for straight guys to not want to be with trannies and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, and look, they can feel however they want to feel, right? But here's the
mhm,
issue, right? Um, it's no different of me saying that I don't want to be with a person, let's just say
mhm,
person at this point, that presents with female features, nice tits, and a dick, because that's not what I want. That's not my preference,
mhm,
right? I
yeah,
would much rather have female presenting nice tits and a vagina,
yeah.
right? That would be my preference, right? That doesn't make me homophobic. That just makes me, that's not my preference in a person that I want to have sex with, right?
Okay.
But if that's how they want to look at it, as like that's
No, I
homophobic,
agree.
okay, well let's look at it as preference, right? Because then let's flip the situation. That could be like, well, I just like black guys. Okay, that's your preference,
Yeah.
right? Or I just like white guys. That's your preference, right? Okay, cool. Then that's my preference. I like vaginas over dicks.
Oh yeah. Okay. So here, would you date a bitch? So let's say she's hot as fuck, but she was born with both male and female anatomy, like a true
Hermaphrodite.
hermaphrodite. That
Yeah.
yeah. Let's say, do they get the dick cut off?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I think when it comes to hermaphrodites, they have both, but they have one that presents more, right? Like
Yeah.
they have a dominant one, right? So I guess you would have to say which one's the more dominant, and then but I don't know how any of that shit works.
But would you hook up with it?
I don't know. Hang on.
What if it was just like a hugely enlarged? It looked like like an enlarged clit, like a big ass thumb hanging down, like that.
I don't know, man.
Are you looking it up?
I'm looking to see if they get one of the things removed. Yeah, some of them get it. Some of them get whichever one removed. The term hermaphrodite is outdated and not biologically accurate.
What the fuck? What is
in,
the?
intersex.
Oh, I thought intersex is only if you have sex with yourself.
Shut up.
Isn't that? Or no, that's asexual.
No, asexual means you don't have a sex drive. Like you don't find, you don't
No.
have like that type of sexual attraction.
No.
Surgeries are now highly controversial, increasingly viewed as unnecessary, harmful, and violation of body autonomy. Whatever. Blah blah
They
blah
say
blah
that,
blah.
but people transition all the time from fucking male to female just for cosmetic reasons.
Yeah, but those surgeries are ridiculous because you're creating an open wound that is constantly trying to heal itself, and therefore it I any and I'll stand by this wholeheartedly. Any one that has done the full transition that says like, oh well, mine is perfect, they're lying. They're just trying to play the facade, because they have to consistently dilate, which means shoving a fucking dildo up in their fake vagina for a certain period of time every day to keep it open.
Really?
Yeah, they have to. Otherwise, it will close up. It's a fucking gaping wound that the surgeons create.
No shit.
They have to. They have to do
Hmm.
that forever for the rest of their life.
Oh God, that sucks.
Yeah. And you can't do female to male. They can't build a dick.
They can't?
No.
You sure?
There's been no successful of building of a actual dick that fills with in shit like that. They may build more skin on top of the clit to build a giant thumb like you were talking about, but you can't build a dick.
I think with today's technology, I bet you they could.
They can't. I'm telling you, they can't.
I'm intrigued.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Why you have like these other trannies that transition to that point, right, where they don't chop their dick off, right? Because at some of them, they're actually kind of smart enough to know that that's a dumb thing. Because three things happen. One, you create an open wound that is trying to heal itself, and you have untold fucking health issues for the rest of your life, right? Two, you're removing your ability to have pleasurable sex because you can't have you have no sensation anymore after you do that because they can't create the sensation receptors when they build the vagina. So you can't have pleasurable sex anymore. It's all gone. Three, you can't come anymore. You see what I'm saying? That so the trannies that don't go to that point, like they realize that that's like as far as they can ever really go to like becoming a woman, right? Because if they go that last step, then they're going to have like endless health issues, and their life is going to be ridiculously harder, and they're not going to achieve any type of happiness after that. They're going to be miserable, and the amount of detransitioners and people regretting everything at a certain point after they make that last transition step is growing rapidly as the years go by.
Yeah. I knew that there's a lot of regret, like, statistically, and then
that's why we need why protecting kids from doing it at a younger age, because you have them doing puberty blockers before they hit puberty, and then these and it's specifically boys, right? It's not because 99% of the time it's really never girls. It's mostly boys that this all this bullshit happens to with them. I think I'm a girl, right? Because you give them puberty blockers, then they don't go through that stage of puberty. They don't get that rush of hormones of testosterone that causes their body to grow and change, including their penis, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, if they get those puberty blockers before that stage of puberty, which is like there's a specific stage, and they've even like identified that if they get those blockers before then, and all this bullshit of like, well, if they just stop taking puberty blockers and it just starts again, that's bullshit. That's 100% confirmed as a lie. Then they have forever fucked up their body. They will never have that process continue. Like they're 99% of the time they'll probably be stuck with a micro penis after that, because they never had that stage of puberty that hit that growth, right?
Speaking of micro penis, how do they figure that Hitler had a micro penis from the blood they found on a couch, when they also say that Hitler never committed suicide on that couch and he went to Argentina? Yeah. You ever thought about that? I don't think he had a micro penis. I don't think that was his blood.
He was probably trans.
Maybe. But speaking about dumbass fucking kids doing dumb shit like transitioning, how fucked up is it that these school districts are allowing these kids to fucking walk out of school in protest of anything? And mainly ICE right now, but generalizing, how fucking retarded is it that these schools are allowing these kids to do that. Like, motherfucker, we don't send our kids to school to be able to walk out of school and protest. Like, there's way too many fucking hazards of these kids walking on the street. There's fucking sex trafficking. There's fucking,
It's
dangers,
just regular safety issue. They're staying on the side of the road with vehicles passing.
Yeah. Like, you get hit, and kids are fucking stupid. They fuck around. They jump out in the road. They fucking do this. And like, kids try to one up each other, get ballsy, especially boys. Like, you know how we all are. It's like one buddy does something like kind of fucking rebellious. It's like, oh, look at me. Then his buddy's like, oh, no, fuck him. He can't one up me. I'm going to go one up him. Now they're progressively doing more and more and more, and without any fucking supervision. Like, number one, they should be sitting their fucking ass in the classroom, learning something. Number two, like, they don't even know what the fuck they're protesting. And half of them, I would bet that they're doing it because it's cool to do it or whatever. You know what I mean? They're doing it because it's like, oh, they're doing it. Oh, I'm going to go do it. Or, hey, this will get me out of class if I fucking do this. They don't give a fuck about it. And if they, I don't know, bro, like, it irritates the fuck out of me seeing this happening whenever, honestly, them truancy officers should be fucking lighting up every one of them. You know what I mean? We're taking them back to school, fucking taking them. I don't know, but in the schools that are allowing it, they need administration changes. Like, they 100% need administration changes. These kids aren't 18 years old walking out of that fucking school. These are fucking 14, 15, 16-year-olds that are walking out the front door with signs that say, fuck ICE. Like, I don't give a fuck if it says support your local ICE. Like, I don't give a fuck what it says. The motherfuckers need to be in school. They need to be sitting in history class or fucking economics or math.
Yeah, they need and nobody is saying that they don't have the quote unquote right to protest, but they don't also have the self authority to leave school. They don't.
Yeah, they're minors.
Yeah.
And that's like you and I fucking, let's say we have a 9 to 5, all right? And we just decide, you know what, we're going to go fucking not go to work today. We're going to walk out of work and go fucking protest. No.
And I still want my full day's fucking pay.
Yeah, the common American that has that type of situation would get fucking ran the fuck off. They'd get fired in a heartbeat, no matter what they're fucking protesting. You know what I mean? These kids aren't a part of a labor union or anything like that. Like, their fucking parents need to fucking step up and say, no, you need to sit your ass in that school. This is a safety concern. And on top of that, this is what you're supposed to be doing. For fucking 8 hours a day, this is your job. You need to be sitting. What you do after hours, after school, whatever. If there's parental supervision, go for it. I'm cool with it. But fuck's sakes, bro.
Yeah. No, the weird part about it is, like, I've seen one in recent history of a school walkout that I actually supported on one reason only. It was 2 years ago in 2024. It was in Utah. The only reason I supported it was because of the reason why the kids did it. And I understood why they were doing it, right? What they're doing with the whole ICE thing is stupid because it's not affecting them in the school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just mad about it. It's happening in the country around them, but it's not affecting them in the school. Like, they're not sitting there in class and then all of a sudden ICE agents are coming into their classroom and raiding their backpacks and shit like that and checking their what's out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not affecting them in the school, in the classroom.
Yeah.
Okay?
Look, ICE has no reason to go to any schools. Like, you see these reports that they are, and I don't know. It's so many conflicting stories on that shit that I don't know what to believe whenever it comes to that.
Yeah. But so let me show you me show you the one walkout that I supported, and the reason why. Like I said, it was in Utah, and it was because the school allowed furries in the school, and not just that, but like cats, like kids that identified as cats, right? And in the bathroom, they had litter boxes for these fucking kids to shit in. And on top of that, if these kids acting like cats would like hiss and like scratch or whatever these other normal fucking kids, these kids couldn't like do anything in retaliation. Like if these quote unquote fucking cats attacked them, they just had to leave them alone. But see, this is affecting them in their school. So that's where I was like, I actually support these kids taking a stance against these administrators and these school officials allowing this fucking insanity to happen in their school. You see what I'm saying? That's why I drew the difference in line right here between this 2 years ago and what's happening today.
We the people, not the animals. 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 They scratch people, they bite people, and one kid got bit, and then he kicked the bird, and then he got suspended. They won't stop biting at us.
It's not fair. We're not allowed to wear masks on Halloween, but then they wear masks every day.
So you can't wear a mask on Halloween?
No, we can't wear masks on Halloween, but they can wear masks every day.
So are they wearing a mask every day?
Yes. But every time we go, they're always just wearing a mask, but the principal finally stood up and banned those stuff. But they still wear them every day,
And they don't get in trouble. The principal doesn't.
I heard that was just a rumor.
No, and there's a rumor that they were putting litter boxes in the girls' bathroom. They started putting litter boxes.
I heard that was just a rumor.
No, it's true.
Is this something you've seen?
Yeah. So we can't talk or say anything to the furries or even look at them, but they can come look at us and they can say stuff to us and touch us, and they don't get in trouble, but we get in trouble.
Interesting. That sounds like a double standard.
I'm almost too drunk to take that fucking serious.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, this is affecting the kids in their school. So that's why I'm like, you know, this was a little bit different of these kids protesting, because their ability to learn is getting affected by these fucking bullshit administrators allowing these fucking psychotic kids that think they're cats to attend this school and shit in litter boxes. You see what I'm saying?
Kitty.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? Like the differences in that one, right?
Yes, and no.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
But no. But that's what I'm saying, right? Like,
look, when their parents did fucking bad kitty.
Yeah.
Their parents need to be protesting it. Them fucking kids should be sitting in goddamn class, fucking.
Well, but the thing
poking
is
them with
that,
a stick or something.
yeah, right.
Put them
But they get in trouble though. So they're saying like they can't even interact with these fucking like psychotic kids. But these fucking cat fucking furry assholes can attack and hiss and do all this shit at these regular kids. And if the kids do anything back, they get in trouble. That's what I'm saying. Like, that was the time I was like,
God, I'm not in school today. I would
right?
be fucked.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, that's where I was like, you know what? I actually applaud those kids for standing up for something that's affecting their ability to learn in their school environment. Where these kids today are protesting ICE is not affecting their ability to learn. So it's like they're putting themselves in harm's way, trying to make decisions like they're adults by walking out of school like they have the ability to do that. And it's ridiculous. So that's why I drew the line difference between those two, because these kids are just acting like they're privileged enough to make these decisions on their own when they're not.
Yeah, look, regardless, I think both of them should have been sitting their fucking asses in class, and their parents should be protesting, not the fucking kids. But, oh God, Who cleaned that litter box in the bathroom?
Janitor, probably.
Man,
Dude,
I'd
if I was
quit
a
it on
janitor
a
of that
ditch.
school, dude, you have to pay me a shit ton to be cleaning shit out of a litter box.
Oh, yeah. Like, their fucking parents better come over there and clean that shit up. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Hey, so I saw you found a shitload of shit on pedophiles in Israel. What the fuck's going on with that?
Bro. Well, I found now I would like to say that this is like quote unquote nothing new. But I would like to also believe that probably a lot of people aren't really aware of said situation. Okay. And the only reason why I knew of a lot of it, or I guess I want to say a lot of it, but some of it is for two reasons. One, you hear about Candace Owens talking about it all the time, right? But I've never seen anything particular on her shows like digging into it and giving a bunch of stuff, right? But then I also saw on one of Sean Ryan's recent episodes when he's talking to one of his mini guests, you know, because he's very in the fight against, you know, child pedophiles with different guests he brings on, right?
Yeah.
And one of the ones he talked about was like there was a guy who was recently caught and then we just, you know, shipped, you know, but we just fucking shipped him off back to Israel. And he was talking about the dude that was caught in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So then that's when I started to think, I was like, how and why is this a thing? I was like, there has to be some other reason why, other than quote unquote our greatest ally, and we don't want to embarrass, you know, our greatest ally bullshit, right? Because at a certain point, there has to be some way that this is happening, like on a quote unquote legitimate level for all of them to just skirt away the second something comes up with really, when it comes down to it, any type of criminal charge, but 99% of the time it has to do with child pedophilia, child sexual abuse material, anything of that nature, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I found. Actually found a news clip from CBS of all outlets, and this is clearly before Barry Weiss took over.
CBS News investigation has uncovered a loophole that allows accused and convicted American pedophiles to escape justice by moving to Israel.
Jewish Community Watch, an organization that hunts down accused pedophiles who flee to Israel from the U.S., exploiting a process called law of return, whereby any Jewish person can move to Israel and automatically gain citizenship. Yom Tov pled guilty in 2002 to sexually abusing and committing lewd acts against 3 other boys. He served jail time, but when he was released, he violated his probation and, according to JCW, fled to Israel with help from individuals within the Orthodox Jewish community.
The same thing that's going on in the Catholic Church right now around the world, the exact same thing happens in our community. The rabbis say it's, you know what, he promised he's going to go for therapy, he's never going to do it again. Boom, he's in another community. A few years later, he's at the same thing, and we hear more allegations that the person continued to abuse children.
And often, those abusers end up in Israel.
Why would someone want to help one of these pedophiles escape?
Oftentimes, there's some sort of community incentive. Either somebody owes them a favor, or someone in the community, let's say an institution, has covered up for them in the past, and they know that if this goes to court, there's a lot of civil liability coming down the line.
Shauna accuses the Israeli police of not prioritizing accused pedophiles on the run.
Why do you have to be the ones that do this?
Because nobody else is. I don't have any better answer than that.
And if you guys weren't doing it,
then nobody would do it.
If American officials don't try to get accused pedophiles from Israel, then they simply escape justice and leave children at risk.
Why do they say more pedophiles aren't being apprehended?
So it's very complicated when you leave the United States and go to Israel first.
Yeah. So it is called the law of return. And when we say law of return, me just bring it up here.
Whenever you pass that legislation?
1950, shortly after World War II. Like, because it sounds something made up. You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
the law of return. No, like this is the fucking actual law. And it's ridiculous. All right. So key points of Israel's law of return core principle is research indicates the law of return passed in 1950 grants every Jew, the right to immigrate to Israel and acquire citizenship, reflecting Israel's role as a potential refuge for Jews amid historical and ongoing global anti-Semitism. Eligibility expansion. Evidence suggests it was broadened in 1970 to include children, grandchildren, and spouses of Jews, even if not halakhic, whatever Jewish word that is, Jewish, to facilitate family unity and encourage immigration through. This has sparked debates over who qualifies as Jewish. Okay, so check this out. Exceptions and safeguards. Law includes provisions to deny entry for security risk, criminals, or those endangering public welfare, balancing openness with national security. Okay. Controversies. Critics argue it may contribute to demographic imbalances or discrimination, particularly when compared to the lack of similar rights for Palestinian refugees. While supporters view it as an essential for preserving a Jewish minority and democratic state. Okay. So yeah, this is a law. Now,
It's pretty fucked up.
here is everything I was able to find on people who have fled to Israel from the U.S. Using the law of return. 1997, Samuel Scheinbein, murder in Maryland. Apparently was tried in Israel, died in 2014, but he committed the murder in Maryland. But he was allowed to go to Israel. Abraham Mondrowitz, sodomy of minors in Brooklyn. 1985, extradition denied, and he remained in Israel. Means he suffered zero consequences when he got to Israel. Jimmy Julius Caro, child sexual assault in Oregon. 2000, convicted in Israel for local crimes because he did it again when he got to Israel. See what I'm saying? He fled to Israel. Then he did the same thing and got caught there, and then he was convicted there on Israel crimes, but he was not, but he's still there, and there's still an extradition to the U.S. that they will not fill.
So, in other words, they see it as it's okay to sodomize kids in America, not on our holy land.
Yep. Mordecai Yomtov, lewd acts on children in California, 2001. Still in Israel. Yona Weinberg, sex offenses, 2015, resides in Jerusalem. Brian Singer, alleged sexual assault on minors, recent years, doesn't say exactly. Living in Israel, but just denies the allegations. That's all I gotta do, just deny the allegations. Brett Ratner, alleged rape, sexual assault, harassment, 2023. Relocated to Israel. Then these are different guys. Barak Ben Yosef and Keith, whatever. Bombing and murder in California in 1985. Apparently, they're hiding in the West Bank settlements. Yeah.
So, can you look up if any of them individuals have seen any jail time at all?
Yeah, hang on. Let me go to one of my previous ones here. Thomas Artyom Alexandrovich. Background, he is executive director of Cyber Defense Division at Israel's National Cyber Directorate. This happened just last year, August 6, 2025 in Henderson, Nevada during an undercover sting. Circumstances, attended Black Hat Conference, chatted via WhatsApp and Pure App with a decoy posing as a 15-year-old child, drove to meet for sex, arrested with condom. Charges, luring a child with technology for sexual conduct, felony up to 10 years, posted a $10,000 bail, did not surrender the passport or restrictions, and then just returned to Israel. Yep. placed on administrative leave. No public comment on extradition. Okay. Avram Moore, whatever. Self-proclaimed rabbi and child psychologist in Brooklyn Orthodox Jewish community, indicted in 1984 in New York for molesting dozens of boys, some as young as 9, in the 70s and 80s. Allegedly sodomized and abused boys under guise of therapy sessions. Fled after indictment tip-off. So he was tipped off that he was going to be indicted and fled before the indictment came down. Charges on multiple counts of sodomy, sexual abuse, and endangering welfare of children. Fled to Israel before formal arresting using the law of return. Okay. Lived openly in Jerusalem. He was briefly arrested in 2007, but freed. No further actions.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So he got his tip off twice.
Yep. Then, the court proceedings for him, the U.S. indictment still stands. The Israeli Supreme Court rejected extradition in 2010. And still remains in Israel, not extradited, living freely as of 2025 reports. Yonah Weinberg, that was one of the ones we brought up a minute ago. Bar mitzvah tutor and social worker in Brooklyn's Orthodox community. Arrested. She was convicted in 2009 in New York. New allegations in 2014. Abused 2 boys ages 12 and 13 during lessons. New claims of similar abuse surfaced post-conviction. Charges of second-degree sexual abuse and endangering child welfare. Faced new molestation charges. Fled to Israel before arrest on new charges using law of return. Registered sex offender in the U.S. Israel has not acted on extradition requests despite treaty. See, despite treaty.
Resides in America.
Resides in Jerusalem. No reported arrest or restrictions. U.S. conviction served probation. New warrants active but unserved. Living in Israel. Not extradited. Active on sex offender watch list as of last year.
God damn.
Look at this stupid name. Shlomo. Hellbrands.
Shlomo.
Background, founder and leader of Lev Tahor, whatever, an ultra-Orthodox Jewish cult.
Oh, God. Shlomo the homo.
Yeah. Convicted in 1994 in New York for kidnapping a 13-year-old boy. Cult involved forced marriages of minors young as 12. Physical sexual abuse, kidnapped boy to prevent bar mitzvah outside cult. Kidnapping, conspiracy, underlying allegations of systemic child abuse, blah, blah, blah. Served partial sentence, deported to Israel in 2000, but fled to Canada, then Guatemala, evaded full U.S. justice via deportation. Israel did not pursue cult abuse claims. Briefly resided in Israel post-deportation, no prosecutions for abuse. U.S. conviction, died in 2017, drowned in Mexico while evading authorities.
The cult,
how that happened. The cult continues under the sun.
I'm just wondering how he drowned in Mexico while evading authorities.
I don't know. Jacob Rosenthal, rabbi and mentor in New York. God, fucking New York, dude. New York's Orthodox Jewish community. Accused in 2000s, crimes from 70s and 80s. Molested multiple boys he taught, mentored, exploiting trust, sexual abuse of minors, and sodomy. Fled to Israel before formal arrest. Used law of return to evade. Limited public details due to community silence. No reported actions. Lived freely. Believed in Israel. No extradited. Not extradited. Status of 2025 unknown. Possibly deceased, but there was no reports of him facing any action repercussions when he got to Israel.
So fucked up.
Shimon Hakuin. Background, rabbi and religious leader in U.S. Orthodox circles, accused in the 80s and 90s, sexually abused several young boys. It's always the boys. Several young boys over years using authority, multiple counts of child sexual abuse, fled to Israel before charges filed, extradition not pursued aggressively, law of return, facilitated escape, no arrests or convictions in Israel. U.S. Case is stalled without defendant, of course, residing in Israel, not extradited, limited updates as of 2025, presumed living freely.
You know what's crazy to me, thinking about it, is Judaism has such harsh penalties for homosexualities, but these rabbis and all, just like the Catholic Church, they rape these little boys and all that shit. Like, are they doing it to these little boys and shit because they think they can get away with it and do the gay shit they like and not have to be outed as easily and have the repercussions of being gay in Judaism? Or, you know what I mean? You ever think about that?
I fall back on the whole what Candace Owens says, that it's a synagogue of Satan.
I agree with that. I could see that. Yeah.
Mordecai Levin, that was another one that we talked about a minute ago. Rabbi and teacher in Brooklyn's Orthodox, fucking New York, dude. Brooklyn's Orthodox community, accused in 2000s, 80s, and 90s, molested numerous boys during teaching lessons, fled to Israel pre-charges. Part of pattern of community protected fugitives. Community protected fugitives. Extradition denied. Israel, no actions. Integrated into society. In Israel, not extradited, alive and free per 2025. Mordecai Ehud Yomtov, teacher in Cheddar. Oh, look, got a West Coast guy. 2001 in California, molested at least 3 male students ages 8 to 10. 6 counts of committing lewd acts with children under 14. Posted bail, then fled to Israel same year. Israel arrested him in 2002, but released without extradition due to treaty issues. Brief detention in Israel. Brief detention. No domestic child charges. Allowed to live freely. Remains in Israel and Jerusalem. Not extradited. Teaching ban in U.S. but active in Israel as of 2020. So he's still able to teach in Israel.
Damn. What's the difference between molesting kids and lewd acts with kids?
That's the official term when charging.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like you can say like, oh, he molested me, but when you're charged, the charge is lewd acts.
Oh, okay.
Because lewd acts can be a range of things.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like if there was a difference between it.
Emmanuel Yudkowsky, rabbi and teacher in Baltimore. Oh, look, Maryland. Baltimore's Orthodox Jewish community, convicted in 1988 in Maryland, sexually abused multiple boys under his care. Child molestation, sexual abuse, fled to Israel while on bail, pending appeal. Exploited law return, case exposed gaps in extradition pre-2007 treaty amendments. Israel response, no prosecution, integrated into society. He was convicted in absentia means he convicted without him being there. Then he was able to leave freely, and he died in Israel in 2013.
God damn.
Mir Diskalowitz, member of New York's Orthodox Jewish community, accused in New York, molested at least 2 boys ages 12 and 13 in religious settings, sexual abuse of minors, endangering child welfare, fled to Israel before trial using law of return. Israel spots no reported actions or investigations. Current status, living in Israel, not extradited, just living low profile.
Man, New York is super gay and super rapey.
Mm-hmm. Gershon Krantzker, rabbi and leader in Brooklyn's Orthodox Jewish community. Warrant issued in December 2014, accused of sexually abusing his children.
His own children?
That's the way it said. Yeah. Sodomy and incest. Holy shit. I didn't even catch that the first time around. 70s, including sodomy and incest. Sons also implicated in related abuse. Multiple counts of child abuse, sodomy, and endangering welfare of children. Fled to Israel with, holy shit, fled to Israel with family before arrest.
Motherfucker.
Israel response, no arrest or restrictions, lived openly in Jerusalem. remains in Israel, not extradited, alive and free as of late 2025.
Fucking horrible.
Here it is. Law of return grants every Jew and certain non-Jewish relatives right to immigrate to Israel and immediately receive Israeli citizenship. Applies to Jews by birth or conversion. Because one of them, the guy that fled but then did the same acts over there and then got arrested and convicted there, he was actually an American that converted to Judaism. That's why he was allowed to use the law of return.
No shit.
Yeah. Children and grandchildren of Jews, spouses of Jews, and their descendants. Purpose, provides, look at that. How fucking, provides safe haven. Ain't that the fucking truth? Key effect, automatic citizenship upon arriving, no residency wait. Exceptions, can't be denied for security risk, criminal history, and public health threats. Look, rarely applied.
God damn.
Used by many accused fugitives in child sex abuse cases to flee U.S. and gain citizenship protection from extradition, right? Now, here's the amendments history. 1950 is when the original law was passed. July 5th, grants every Jew right to immigrate, whatever. So this was kind of like the whole right after World War II, Holocaust, whatever, right? 1954, amendments add restrictions. Minister of Interior can deny aliyah, which is the right to immigrate, for criminal pass likely to endanger public welfare, updates procedural terms. 1970, Major Amendment number 2 expands to non-Jews, okay, meaning converted or whatever like that, right? Post 1970, there's been no major statutory updates. Supreme Court rulings affirm non-Orthodox conversions outside of Israel qualify. Exceptions for converts to other faiths, criminals, or security risks remain. No significant changes since. But what's funny is they never apply the criminal one.
It's so fucked up.
And those are just the ones I found. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm 99% sure there is way more than that.
Yeah. Holy shit, bro. That's fucking nuts. Yep. Like, what fucking country would want pedophiles, like open pedophiles, to come and live in their country and just be like, here, go fucking walk around and do the same thing here? God damn. Take them out to fucking pasture.
Yeah. So, but that's what I found.
Damn. And here we are talking shit about fucking furries.
Oh, they deserve to be taught. Those deserve shit talking. But yeah, so that's what pissed me off this week. So.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. Definitely see that. Fuck, bro. Ugh.
It makes no sense to me because no other country, I think the only, and I think it's even that has its rare limits, is like foreign diplomats, right? Because like foreign diplomats, like they can like break laws and not have any consequences, right? But even that has limitations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't murder somebody on our soil and get away with it.
Yeah. Well, and it makes me think about Fauci and like that blanket pardon that Biden did to Fauci. For
they're still
10
deliberating
years.
If those ones are still going to be good.
Yeah. But like, man, this country's fucked up whenever you look at the justice system. Like, it really is.
And then,
like,
but then you look at our justice system as it stands right now, right? Even if we weren't sending these fuckers back to Israel, they're going soft on child pedophiles as it is.
You think?
Most of the states are.
Well,
it takes an act of God to get. It takes an. But what I'm saying, like you have some states that do good.
Yeah, they castrate them motherfuckers.
But again, this also comes down to local DAs.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because you get it all comes down to your local races, like we talked about in a couple episodes ago, right? Because the issue is when people are upset that laws aren't quote unquote applied to their liking, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they know there's a law in the books that should put this motherfucker away for robbing somebody, for, you know, hurting their kid in whatever fashion. And then the DA in that area, the local DA, refuses to push accountability because they're worried about their win record, right? Because in the end, all these fucking DAs are ever worried about is their goddamn win record, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because what I still can't fathom, because I am a very big supporter of these online local predator and catcher groups, because I think they're doing great fucking work. Now you have some guys and some groups that, you know, go a little bit, you know, like the group Dads Against Predators. I love the guy. I love the dude. I think he's awesome. And he does it up in Ohio. The way he does it is for a reason. And the reason is because the local DAs and the local law enforcement refuse to hold pedophiles accountable. Right? And so the way he goes about his catches is he doesn't just, you know, do the whole, hey, you know, I don't think, you know, I don't think you're a bad dude. I just want to talk to you about it, make sure, and getting these guys to confess on camera and then call the cops and stuff like that, or whatever like that, right? Because he tried to do that, but then it ended up that the cops put out a public statement condemning him for what he's doing. Yeah, in that area. So what does he do? He changes up his role. He continues what he's doing, but he beats the fucking shit out of these pedophiles now. because the local law enforcement and everything won't do anything. Which, and it's like, I understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
you know what he should do is get two of them to show up for the same, you know, reason, and then let them beat the shit out of each other and then call the cops.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand that reaction, you know, but obviously 99%, you know, they're probably going to do it again because they're just getting the shit beat out of them once and they're going to be right back online. But I understand the reaction, right? But I don't understand when you have these groups that have been doing it for years that are fucking phenomenal what they do. I watch their videos all the time because I love what they do. Jadion, Alex Rosen, Skeeter Jean, Dustin Lampros, down in Florida, 561 PC. Like, I love all these dudes because they do great work. They know how to run these operations, these chats, and how to conduct the interviews. They know what they're doing. They're extremely experienced, right?
Yeah.
Now a couple of them, well, Dustin Lampros specifically for 561, he kind of stays in his area over there, so he knows the law enforcement, and 99% of the time he always gets an arrest.
Yeah.
Because he works with them consistently.
Mm-hmm.
But you have these other guys like Jadion, Skeeter Jean, Alex Rosen. They travel the country. And so it's a crapshoot wherever county they end up in, if that local DA will accept what they're doing or not. And they're going to obviously run into a local DA that refuses to quote unquote work with vigilante groups, which are not a vigilante group. They're not taking the law in their own hands. They're not trying to force an arrest.
Yeah.
They're basically doing like concerned citizen type things, right? Because what they're doing is they're getting all this information and then they're calling the cops and they're turning it in. Yeah. They're doing that. They're not taking the law into their own hands. They're not trying to arrest and stuff like, you know, like Batman and drop them off in the front desk for Commissioner Gordon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're calling the cops to report everything. But some of these local DAs still classify them as these vigilante groups and then refuse to take any of their work, which is ironclad because you have the DAs in other areas that take their work and get convictions and stuff like that. And they say it's some of the best stuff they've ever seen. And then these law enforcement officers, 99% of the time, wish they could do something, but they can't because they're being directed like we can't arrest them because it ultimately comes down from the district attorney won't press charges, so we can't arrest them. Because
why is it inadmissible in court or?
No, it's not that it's not that it's inadmissible in court. It's the DA will refuse to accept that as evidence. If the DA will just change that mindset of like, okay, arrest them, let's take the evidence and go from there. And 99% of the time, that evidence will be good to use in court. That DA is making a presumptive choice or assumption that is all inadmissible and under state of coercion or stuff like that before even looking at anything, and is just refusing to work with these groups. That's what some of these DAs do.
So even if it's a self-admission of guilt.
Yeah, which they get on camera all the time. And the predator catchers relay over and over again, I'm not law enforcement. You're free to go at any time. I'm not holding you here. You're free to do whatever you want. I just feel like we should talk about this to make sure that everything's okay. They put them in that mindset that they're not going to get in trouble. And these guys just give them fucking everything on camera. And they know they're being recorded. So, and then they try to pull, well, this is entrapment. And they're like, well, I'm not law enforcement, so it's not entrapment. So,
yeah. Shit.
Yeah. But again, that's the DAs that do work with these guys almost always get a conviction. But the DAs that refuse to work these guys are just like, no, they think that they're like, no, you're not taking the law into your hands. Well, that's not what they're doing.
No.
You know,
they're getting people to have a self-admission of guilt.
Yeah. But what the worst ones, honestly, are when you get law enforcement that show up that give these guys a hard time, saying that, you know, you guys shouldn't be doing this. You're not law enforcement, you know, shit like that. And they're like, well, we never said we were. We've said over and over again that we're not. And you're like, you guys don't understand what you're doing. You shouldn't be. It's like, you know, sir, we've been doing this for years. We've got over 300 catches. And Alex Rosen, who's probably the biggest predator catcher online today, he has arrests in all 50 states. He's gone to Hawaii and Alaska.
No shit.
This dude is committed. He is awesome.
Damn.
And his thing is called Predator Poachers, and he has sub companies. He has Predator Poachers Long Island, Predator Poachers Illinois, Predator Poachers, like everybody opens up these little chapters underneath him all across the country while he's still traveling the country, but they have like local chapters everywhere. And they're doing real God's work here. They're catching all these guys.
So how do they do it? Like, how are they finding these pedophiles online?
They make fake dating profiles, and they use AI generated photos of, so like they'll have but they work with a bunch of different decoy groups, right? Mm-hmm. So you have like two, from the way I understand it, you have like two layers, right? You have decoy groups, then you have the catchers. The decoy groups are the ones that are consistently online, Facebook, Instagram, Grindr, Tinder, Bumble, whatever, right? All these other ones that I only learn about on these, like Viber and all this other stuff. Like I don't know any of these other ones nowadays that are coming up. And they use pictures of like themselves, and they AI generated to make themselves look younger, right?
Oh yeah.
And so, and then they'll put on there, they're just waiting for anybody to message them. And then they'll immediately take it over to private text, because a lot of times these apps, if they put in the messenger in the app that I'm so-and-so age is underage, that the app will flag it and deactivate the profile. So they have to get them off the app. They have to get them off the app to text or something like that, so they can be like, hey, just so you know, I'm actually younger than my profile says. It's just the profile won't let me put it. And they put it in there, they get to it as soon as possible to let them know that they're underage, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
anything that's said before the taking notice that the decoy is underage is inadmissible.
yeah.
So they have to get that in there as soon as possible.
No shit.
And so once these decoys start chatting up all these people and they start getting to a point of arranging a meeting, then they connect with these predator catchers to go and meet them. So it's a 2-tier system. You have the decoys. Sometimes the catchers will be decoying. It's very rare. But from what I understand, 99% of the time you have the decoys that are, because the decoys can be anywhere, and you could be decoying right here, and I'm talking to somebody as acting as if I'm in New York, because it doesn't matter where you are.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you'd be like, hey, I got this guy up in New York saying he's wanting to meet, whatever. And if you try to connect with a predator catcher group that's based in New York, you get with them, they'll go do the catch and everything. Or you get with someone who travels the country like Alex Rosen or Gideon or Skeeter Jean, and they'll make the trip up there and go catch them themselves.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. These guys are awesome. I fucking love watching the videos.
Ugh. I can't believe there's that.
And Gideon is actually based out of Houston. He's from Houston.
I think that's the one that the kids were talking about at one point. They might have been talking about him. He was with a whole group of people on like YouTube or something originally, and then he started doing that or something.
I mean, probably. He's been on YouTube for a while, but yeah, Gideon is based out of Houston.
Oh no shit. Yeah, I think the kids were talking about him at one point in time. They watch him.
Yeah.
But no shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that there's that many fucking pedophiles out there in the world. Like it really is. It's like, what the fuck happened to our country? What the fuck happened to like
it
our
was
morals?
funny.
And
what's funny is me and Destiny were talking about this. Yeah. So, cause remember I told you, we're still on 75 hard. So I work out first thing in the morning before I go to work. And then when I get home, me and her actually, like for our outdoor workout, we just walk around the neighborhood together just to get out of the house, and I guess our time together. So we walk around the neighborhood as soon as I get off work, and we'll just be talking and stuff. And the other day we was talking about, because while we're out, starts to get dark. I was like, isn't it crazy that when we were kids, like you and I, before really cell phones and stuff like that, our parents just let us go the whole day, hoping and just thinking that we're going to come home alive by the end of the night.
Yeah.
No, because when the street lamp is on, that's when we know you got 30 minutes to get your ass home. The street lamps are on. But they just like, people were calling like, hey, is Rusty there? Or hey, is Destin there? No, they're gone. Where are they? I don't know, but they'll be back later. They just trusted that we were going to come home alive and well after being gone the entire day and not knowing where we were.
Yeah, probably out hunting or fishing or
but you couldn't even imagine that today with your kids. You know what I mean? Not knowing where your kids are all fucking day.
Yeah, because I remember I used to, leave and get home at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, midnight. You know what I mean? All the fucking time.
It's so crazy to think that, man.
Yeah, the world is way different. Way fucking different. Like, and we didn't have tracking apps on, in our pocket where, like me and the kids were talking about it the other day. And one of the kids was expressing some stuff about their mom having Life 360 on them. Well, like whenever they're with us, it's kind of like an invasion of our privacy. Like when the kids are with us and we should be like out doing things and having fun or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like we should be able to do whatever we want. And their mom shouldn't have any concern or be getting on their phone like, see, well, let me see where they're at. There was a situation like, we were in Canyon Lake or something like that. And it was around the time of the flooding or something. And apparently what she was telling me was that her mom kept getting on there and was like, well, the flooding's here, the flooding's there. And like, she's essentially like, well, dad keeps us safe. Like dad's not got us over there. Like, blah, blah, blah. But like, they were kind of expressing that it's fucked up that, their mom does that whenever, so their phones are on my plan, everything's under me, but Ashley went in there and changed shit on their phones where Ashley tracks them, but
You can't see them.
yeah, I can't. And whenever I told Ashley, I'm like, you know, I take the kids out a lot, you know, and we go into a lot of big public places, events, and things like that, you know, places that we are. And I'm like, well, there's times where I might need to know where they are because of where we are, or, you know, these big events and all that. And she's like, well, if they've got it on my phone or on their phones, it's an invasion of my privacy when they're with me. And I don't need you knowing where we're at and all that. And, you know, if you want, you can just leave those phones at your house and I'll get them new phones over here at my house. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, isn't that very hypocritical, you know, thinking of, okay, so it's okay for you to track them when they're with me. And she says, well, I don't track them when they're with you. But
how do you know that?
but and the kids tell me that she does.
Yeah.
And where I'm like, that's fucked up. And they were talking about it, and I'm not saying which kid, but one of the kids says, yeah, I'll just turn off my phone sometimes. Like I like playing on it. I like doing things, and I'll turn it back on, because if I just turn my location off, she'll, you know, be like, why do you turn your location off or whatever like that? Well, it doesn't matter. They're with me. So,
yeah,
you know, who gives a shit?
I have necklaces with a little air tag for the kids, like when we go public places. So I just have them put that on while we're out. So.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, because Elijah has his phone, but 99% of the time when we go somewhere for out, like doing something, he'll just leave the phone in the truck. And Grace has a phone, but it doesn't have a SIM card. It's just Wi-Fi only.
Yeah.
So that's why like I got them the air tags, and I put on a necklace, you know, if we go out in public somewhere, you know, just as a way in case I can't find them.
Oh yeah. Well, see, and like I got mine, like Apple Watches and all that shit. They fucking wore them like 4 fucking times. They both. I don't think either one of them knows where they're.
I gave Elijah my old Apple Watch, and he refuses to wear it.
Yeah, like they wore it a little bit at first because DJ was really big on this Apple kick of I need AirPods, I need, you know, the Beat Pros, I need an Apple Watch,
Apple
I need
everything.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, I gotta, you know, flex on everyone or whatever. That was his mentality. And it's like, okay, whatever. So he had everything. He wore them a couple times, and then he never put that shit back on. I'm like, why the fuck did I just spend all that money on brand new iPhone or Apple Watches for y'all? You know, now I get him, he's looking through, you know, my watches, and he's like, that's nice. I want to, you know, Dad, can I wear that? Like I get him ask me all the time, Dad, can I wear one of your Rolexes? I let him. Dude, I let him. Like we'll go out, I'll let him wear them.
I do, man. I have a really old Apple Watch. I've been wanting to get a newer, like Ultra, for the longer battery life and stuff like that.
Is that the one I've got? The big one?
The Ultra, yeah. I just haven't. But I have my nice watches, whatever like that. Like my favorite watch that I have, and the thing is like it's always been like my favorite kind of watch, just because I really love the sleek, very minimalistic, nice, and it's what I wear. It's what I'll wear if like I really want to dress up. It's my Movado. That's always been my favorite watch.
Yeah,
and it's just a silver band, black face, you know, with the the diamond top with the silver dials on it, you know, because it's just sleek, chill, very, very right there. You know what I mean? That's always been my favorite go-to, like dress up looking nice watch. You know what I mean? I got a couple Belovas. I got something else. I can't remember what it is. But I always wear my Apple Watch because, you know, it's all synced up to my stuff. So, but I just wear my other ones when, you know, if it's really fancy. But I do need to take them in to get new batteries put in. So.
Yeah, well, see, I've got the kinetic one on a lot of mine, where it's just, it keeps it. But, you know, I know some of the eco drives, they don't do that. And I think all of my Rolexes have the eco or the kinetic charger.
I've actually been thinking about, because I still have it. I mean, I don't know why I still have it, because I'll never wear it again. But going back to a Garmin watch, because really good watches. Smart
they?
like Garmin Smartwatch. Yeah, they have so much more capability and stuff like that, and the way longer battery life, and just a lot more like just stuff to it, right? And they're a lot stronger. You know what I mean?
Really?
Because they have like the sapphire type glass.
Yes,
That's
sapphire
like
glass.
that's like indestructible. Like
Mhm.
like you can't fucking break it, right?
Oh yeah,
Versus like you drop this at 3 feet on and just happens to land
Mhm.
right at that right corner and the whole thing shatters, right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
But and then Garmin is priced really at that point because it's expensive as shit. But
Mhm.
the only thing I didn't like about but this is like I said, I had the Garmin like 3, Garmin Phoenix 3 like back in, and now it's at like 8 or
Mhm.
9 at this point, right? It had the sapphire glass, but it wasn't touchscreen, so it was all dial. Whatever. I think
Oh.
they've been able to finally make it touchscreen now, and but it has GPS and stuff built in, like with topographical maps and stuff like that, and it also has like solo charging ability and stuff like
Mhm.
that, so it can like extend the life and everything. But it's just it's a badass fucking watch, and I loved it, and it has, like I said, it has tons and tons of abilities, but it's priced. It's priced.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a bunch of buddies that, when they're hunting, they're wearing like a lot of those Garmin watches and different ones like that. But actually, a lot of guys that are, when they're running dogs for the hogs, they've got whatever watch they're running, they can sync their GPS on the watch to like the dogs or whatever the tracking collars, and they can actually follow the dogs on the bay
Yeah.
dogs and all that. So
Yeah, so the 51 millimeter Phoenix 8 Solar, $1,200.
damn.
Yeah, but dude, it's so awesome though. It's got colored topographical maps and stuff like that.
No shit.
Yeah, it's badass. Yeah, so with the solar life, with the solar charging, it's got up to 48 days of battery life.
Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. This shit's fucking badass. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that is crazy. That is
Yeah.
crazy. It's got that much.
I'll send you the link to it. Like it's like I said, it's awesome. I really like it, and it's very sleek. You know what I mean? Like it's, and I mean they have a bunch of badass ones, but like I'm just saying, it's very sleek.
Yeah, I've seen that watch. I think that's the one that a lot of them are wearing now.
Yeah,
when they're hunting all this.
a lot of the operators get those issued to them. Well. Quite a fun episode. But
all over the fucking place.
Yeah. That was a fun start though. I like that.
How did it start?
Bunch of tranny talk.
Oh yeah, that was like way late in it, I thought.
No, because we started with gay and then tranny, and then it just kind of and then it morphed onto stuff.
Yeah.
But it was fun though.
It's been a while since I drank on the show.
Yeah, I mean, we threw in a Would You Rather. We haven't done that in a few episodes.
I know. Would you rather get a Rolex stuck in your ass or that Garmin Ultra?
Well, Garmin would be able to run for longer.
You set it on vibrate.
You're right. But yeah. So what I'm gonna do though is, because you know how like 3 million pages of the Epstein files dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to download everything I can. I'm gonna start running algorithms on it for searches and start seeing what I can put together, because there's been some crazy stuff people have been posting on it.
Really?
To include, I've saved this offline here, and because you don't know if it's gonna be disappeared from the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. This is an actual email, because I found it, because I went on the FBI site and actually pulled this myself. So this is a real confirmed email from the files. So look, it says, I am in China. I will be in the US second week of May. Okay. And then from Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. And this is April 24th, 2009. I was in, I actually was about to graduate basic training. Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video, meaning Jeffrey Epstein was sent a torture video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
From who? Why is this redacted? Shouldn't be. That's actually against the law. Okay. I am in China. I will be in the U.S. second week of May. Okay. Now,
China.
check this out. I mean, this is where the internet remains always undefeated, right? Because this would have been the last thing I would have fucking tried to figure out. But somebody fucking did. Because like I said, I verified that this email was real, right? Because this goes over the email again, right? Blah, blah, blah. I am in China, second week of May. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu meets with Yang, whatever, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Peoples of China Republic, April 23rd, 2009.
Oh, fuck.
And then look, a couple weeks later, United States, May 18th, 2009, discussions and working visit.
What the fuck?
Who the fuck thought to put that together?
Holy shit.
Right? Who else could that fucking possibly be?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, people are going to start, like, all these internet trolls and shit, like these fucking internet detectives are going to start figuring shit out. And the government's going to be really fucked whenever they people start putting 2 and 2 together on some of this shit.
Oh, dude, there was one, last thing, because we do need to wrap up, but there was one, thing that came out about, and again, a name redacted that should not have been redacted because per the law, no name should have been redacted, unless it was a victim's name. And it was talking about, I give you permission to kill him. Whatever like that, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah. And the name, email, whatever, that was completely redacted, right? But when you go further through the chain, whoever did the redaction to redact that person's name again did a very shitty job the second go around. And so here's the name, here's the redaction. You can see the bottom quarter of the name and people figured out who the fuck it was.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we need. Fucking internet ninjas.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, because that's what I want to do. Okay. But fun episode, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Got Maddie registered to vote. Get her to vote for Doc on the 3rd of March.
Yeah. And he'll be here, next Monday, right?
Yep, on the 9th. But God, we gotta get him in. Gotta fucking get him in office.
Yeah. Yeah. Will old Abbott down the road.
Put the locks on his fucking wheelchair and just leave him there.
All right. Roll him out to pasture.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Never forget, text forever, motherfucker.
And elect Doc.